All right, welcome to Elegant Hour, episode 40,
With Clint.
with Clitoris.
What brings you to here today, friend?
So, obviously we're working on the same contract again today, and the wet weather sent us home early.
Rained off.
Rain, wet day.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it was worse the day before.
Yeah,
That
when
was
it was
rank.
steamy as
That
in
was steamy. That was like being in a slow cooked oven for the day.
Beautiful. We're building 2 massive water tanks up near Gladstone.
Yeah,
It's lovely.
yeah. So just solid concrete everywhere around you, 12 meters high. As we get to enclose it, there's the ventilation's getting less and less. It's a tough gig.
What did you have? You came a bit pre-prepared for this podcast, so the boys were saying.
Yeah, because I wanted to get some subject matter because I was a bit concerned where it was going to lead. So I went on to ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's a good start for everything.
Yeah, I actually pay for the subscription. I have a one-on-one relationship with this guy, this girl at the moment. So
It's my best friend.
she's my best friend. So anyway, I had a bit of a chat with her, and I got a bit of a top 10 list of podcast topic ideas. And it starts pretty much there if you want to have a look.
No, you just go from there. You tell me. What you
Okay,
reckon.
so let's go through the list first.
Yeah.
And then out of the 10, we can move from that. How's that sound?
Yeah, right. I haven't done one like this, but I'm more than interested to try.
You want to try?
Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, ChatGPT. Okay, so to get to know maybe...
AI is the future.
Oh, definitely the future. That's why I'm pretty much down with it.
It'll be our Lord and Saviour soon.
You reckon?
Oh, well, the robots will take over.
Well, absolutely. I think with space exploration,
I don't know if that's any better.
I'm pretty sure, like with space exploration, like if you're gonna, you wouldn't send humans like we send humans to the that.
But they sent a dog.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Paul
later
Blart.
on, like if you're gonna send long distance, like
You reckon he's still up there?
no, did he come back?
No, I think they left him. Poor thing.
Poor thing, huh?
Yeah, with space exploration.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be like waiting till drones and all that technology,
Yeah.
like AI, is gonna go out there.
Till we get the Jetsons cars.
Yeah,
And
that's,
you had
that's
like the
coming soon.
individual fucking jewel. But they didn't live on the ground, they lived like right up. They were like above the cloud line. Do you reckon it's because it was like a nuclear holocaust type of shit? So you couldn't live down on the ground, it was uninhabitable. They had to like build those big, because they're just all on them big tower stands in it.
Yeah, it could be. That could be the all higher class, lower class,
Yeah, true.
working class.
So the Jetsons could have been higher class.
Yeah, they had all the gadget.
George Jetson had a bit of cash, the missus was always pinching it.
I can't really remember it that well.
Can't you? I do.
No, we didn't really have television that we were really allowed to play, and when we did, it was more for my sisters,
Yeah.
like because they were younger,
Yeah, right.
and that was like all their shit that they wanted,
Yeah.
they wanted to watch. So yeah, just learn to watch what they're watching and it's like enjoy it. So, yeah, you know what kids are like.
Yeah, put up with it.
Put up with that shit. Anyway, the subjects that I've kind of chosen are things throughout my life. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a bit of a chat with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT created this list. So I had a pretty, I guess, outrageous or unusual kind of upbringing
Yeah.
and lifestyle to get to where I am now.
Yeah, you told me a few stories.
Yeah, definitely.
Great dancer,
So yeah,
well travelled.
I was a traveller. Yes, I was a performer. I was a chef before I went into mining, all that kind of stuff. Travel the world, etc., etc. But my humble beginnings, as the first one states, is growing up at a slaughter yard in the outback in Queensland.
Yeah.
So that's number one. I also went to 13 schools in 10 years. So I was pretty uprooted as a kid.
Yeah, moving around.
Moving
quite a
around,
bit.
jumping around, stuff like that.
Can I roll a smoke?
You can, absolutely.
Crystal,
Hello.
we're doing a podcast, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're live right now.
Enjoy. That's Crystal, the engineer. For those listening in,
Yeah.
and those on the video, you can't see anyway.
You can't see her anyway. We'll put a photo of her up later.
invade her privacy.
All right, so that's 1 and 2. So I've been banged up abroad. So I've told you that story
Yeah.
in Ibiza. That was quite a dramatic story.
Yeah. Pistachios and whatnot.
Pistachios and all that. Yeah. So I don't know where you want to go, but
Start off with the slaughter yard.
okay. So
Let's start off from humble beginnings.
the humble beginning. Okay, so I grew up basically from a broken family, I guess. My mum took off when we were young with another man and left
Oh,
me.
really?
Yeah, and left me with my dad. My dad was like a muso, so
Yeah.
we lived on top of an old rundown shop with my sister and I, and then dad would be out doing his music gigs, leaving babysitters or cousins to look after us.
Yeah.
And basically about 12 months later,
What type of music did you play?
so old 70 classics, like he was a spitting image of Cat Stevens.
Oh, yeah.
Like he could sing it like that to a T.
Yeah,
Like, I
right.
actually thought my father was Cat Stevens growing up as a kid.
What, when you were real little, yeah?
Yeah, it was
When
like,
you at primary school and
yeah, my dad's Cat Stevens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I was a bit confused with that whole scenario and what he did. I actually remember saying, because he was a musician, right? And at school when we were young, I said he's a magician, and the kids were like, "Oh yeah, your dad's a fucking, you know."
They would have thought that's cool as like a
Yeah.
magician.
And
That's
then-
deadly. Like that's top of the
Yeah,
shit
he's a
for
magician.
kid.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, I'll just play along with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know his tricks though.
He's a magician.
Yeah.
He can disappear for 24 hours.
Yeah, probably. He can't pull a rabbit from a hat, but he definitely can pull a hair from his arsehole.
Yeah.
Master trick. Yeah, so we ended up moving from Newcastle from my dad to Mount Isa.
Yeah, that's a massive.
I don't even know
difference.
how it happened. It was just like we were getting bribed by mum with these photos of like the outback with kangaroos and all this beautiful like environment. And I was like, yeah. So we basically got picked up, taken. Mum got custody, and we took off
To Mount Isa.
to Mount Isa.
From Newcastle.
Yeah.
Steel City to Dirt City.
I was only young, like I can't remember, 2 or 3 or something like that. So
I haven't been out to Mount Isa, but heard it's rough. Is it not like pretty out there, or is it just fucking like hectic looking,
like
real wild country?
the city, the township to me reminded me of like a big ship as you come in, because you see these big stacks and stuff like that, and it's kind of like this big industrial like mine site that is the back setting to the city.
Yeah.
So as you come in, you can see that stack for like kilometres and kilometres, and you know that you're getting closer and closer. And it's
Is it
just
flat
unique.
as country, eh?
No, real
Hilly?
windy, hilly.
Yeah, Roger.
Mm.
I always pictured it real flat.
Certain places.
I've got to check that. So paranoid.
We're going down. But
It is working.
yeah, Mount Isa was, I guess, not the choice of where I wanted to be or what I was doing, but I know my mum's new partner owned a slaughter yard, dog food, kangaroo meat,
Yeah.
and we rock up there. You know, we're living in a caravan at the back of the meatworks.
I'm living in a caravan. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it works. But at one stage, we had 5 kids in the caravan.
That would have been pretty hectic.
Yeah. So my brother moved out to another caravan. So yeah,
Were all the kids from like the first relationship, or was it like
Nah.
half brothers and
half.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of confusion. Yeah.
a lot of confusion?
I've got brothers. I got brothers and sisters on my dad's side with 3 women,
Really?
and then I've got brothers and sisters on my mum's side with 3 men. So yeah,
They like to vote.
no entertainment out there.
Yeah.
We're living in a caravan.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. What do you want to do? The same thing we did last night.
Yeah. It was pretty fun last night. Let's try it again.
Yeah. So, yeah. No. I know. I love my brothers and sisters. All my, half. Let it be whatever it is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's
Yeah,
brothers.
that's all right. Yeah.
All that.
And even now, like as they're growing and they're getting their own families, I love that I've got that. Wouldn't change a thing. But yeah, growing up on the like slaughter yard, I don't know. I've always had this kind of affection for animals,
Yeah.
and I got thrown into this environment where we had to kill them, we had to slaughter them, we had to basically murder animals, and it was tough. Like, I remember grabbing the first kangaroo from the pouch of a dead mother and then wanting to keep it and then told just smash its head over the bull bar.
Oh.
And as I did it and I swung it, brains just went everywhere. And that kind of like, to me, it was just like,
That'll fuck.
yeah, I did that.
That'll fuck with your head a bit.
Yeah.
Especially, how old were you then?
So what?
10?
Maybe 10. What's year 3? Year 3 was 1983.
Like,
Yeah.
I think like 8.
Yeah,
8 or 9?
Yeah.
What do you go to school?
So I was born 75 and 83 I was in year 3, so I would have been 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, yeah. I feel...
That's one way to get introduced to life. Like, now you're out here with it, like, yeah, this is outback living, brother. This is what we're doing.
I find, like, I've been invited to go, like, out on hunts with, like, mates and that, like, let's go pigging, let's do that. And I'm just like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I hate the screaming, I hate the pain, I hate the suffering. It's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, some people, maybe they're, like, pigs could be a pests and stuff like that, but the suffering, the pain, just,
Yeah. I know.
you know
I've
what I
got
mean?
pig-headed stuff, and it's pretty rough. Like, when you kill them and stuff, they're squealing. You're like, he's fighting for his life right now.
Yeah, that's a
You
fight
know,
of death.
And you're like, he doesn't know that he's out here fucking shit up. He's just out here living his life.
Yeah.
But he's like an invasive pest that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it tough.
Yeah.
I understand the need or the guys that enjoy going out and doing it, but I think I kind of like got to a point where it's like I've seen enough. I don't need to participate,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I've seen a fair bit of this. I got a fair bit of blood on my hands from when I was young in primary school. Is that what you're thinking? Like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
in primary school, murder and shit. I don't feel the need to go out and do it anymore.
You get desensitized from the environment that you've been placed in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was tough.
My mate's mum, he reckons she was in a chicken abattoir. Like, it was a chicken farm and they killed the chickens there and everything. And like, yeah, he was saying like, fuck, she'd just like go there. She was a single mother, and then like at the end of it, she didn't give a fuck about like killing these chooks and shit. Like, just desensitized as fuck about the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my stepfather must have got a deal for local chicken farm, and they rocked up in cages, and we were just pulling them out, ripping their heads off, and just throwing them to the side, and then we just processed them. He bought this like it looked like a washing machine that you fill up with hot water, and it just spun them.
Yeah, it's got the rubber nipple things on
Yeah,
it.
rip all the feathers and shit like that. It was just like another process that we just went through. It was kind of like, let's get the chickens, let's destroy them.
You could have been at Newcastle surfing.
Yeah, I know. I'm out there just ripping heads off chooks. So yeah, that was fun. Horses was probably the hardest. Like,
Killing a lot of horses for dog mate.
yeah.
What, and then would he process it, and then is that going off to get canned somewhere?
We used to process the horse into boxes. So basically mince it up or cut it into portions, chuck, and then in boxes, store it, and then send it away.
Yeah.
And it was all for dog food, like back in 83 to 86 to 87 till,
Bit of chum.
yeah. So it was kangaroos and then went to horses.
So chunky you can carve it.
So chunky. And it was just a horrible process. Anyway, that was that era. And yeah, glad that, I guess it happened and I accept it, but yeah, glad I'm not.
Character building, they say.
I guess so. Character.
Yeah. That's all that.
I guess so.
That's what the missus just calls it. Like, if it's something real fuck that happens to you, or you're telling her a story about like something that like fucked you up in the head when you were younger, and she's just like, yeah, it's a bit of character building.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You become residual from your surroundings, I guess.
Yeah.
Hasn't made me a vegetarian though.
No, because you went into chefing.
Yeah, family-owned restaurants. So it was funny because my uncle in Perth owned one of the like.
How'd you end up in Perth? So you're in Mount Isa.
Yeah, so my family originate from WA, Perth, or around that era, and
Yeah.
my uncle owned real fine dining French restaurants.
Oh.
So he owned a restaurant that was like the Highlight 33. It rotated as
Really?
you sat in it on the skyscraper.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so it was like a really flash restaurant. And growing up as a kid in a caravan on a slaughter yard, and you go to visit the posh family, you're kind of like, they're doing so much better. This is the life I want to live.
Yeah.
You know, and that is kind of why I got led towards like being a chef.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to get away from that environment, what I was in, and go and live that life that they're living.
Yeah.
Nothing the same, you know. Yeah.
Totally different.
Totally different.
How they run and shit.
So
They're just not murdering the stuff anymore. They're only
That's right.
butchering it up. You get to deal with the cold stuff, not the like warm
you don't
stuff.
see
that you're doing it.
the dark side of the death and stuff like that, I
The
guess.
brutal killing. The killing factories that they make.
So that's kind of how I got into going to Perth and being a chef.
How old were you when you went to Perth?
Just around 16, 17.
Yeah.
So early. Right. It was tough. It was a tough time. Living on, I guess, first time away from home,
Yeah.
and $120 a week in wages, paying $60 a week rent. So
Yeah.
half your life, half your wages for like long shifts. Super was about $20 a week.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you even get anywhere? That's tough.
You got to do something with your day though, otherwise you get bored.
Yeah, definitely. So I never finished the apprenticeship. It was just shit. I couldn't afford to.
Really?
Yeah, just
What did you go from that to mining?
no. I got into entertainment. That's how I got into the dancing and the performing.
Really?
Yeah. So
Is that paying heaps better?
mate, I used to work for $120 for
Doing like
all
a
week.
60-hour week or
Yeah,
something.
in the
stupid.
kitchen, split shifts, day, night, day, night, day, night. I got into performing, dancing, and doing shows and this and that. And I was getting $90 for a 15-minute show.
Really?
Yeah. So I was doing that like normally around three nights a week. So I'm making more money as a performer than I was all week.
Yeah, doing way less hours.
Yeah. And then having more fun, meeting people, doing, you know.
When you say performer, what sort of dance?
So it started kind of like just as a hobby.
Yeah.
Like meeting guys that were dancers and basically
Break dancing because I've seen you pop and unlock
Yeah.
it.
so joining them, like hanging out with them and learning from them, and then becoming like creating like little shows, and then like getting on stages and entertaining at like festivals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and then
Being backup dancers and stuff.
yeah, behind artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of went from that, but then you'd also do stuff like promoting, like the venue, or promoting the. Back then it was a lot of raves. Like
Yeah.
raves would come over from the UK. They would outsource for like do talent scouts.
Yeah.
And then they'd find people that were local that had connections, and then they'd onboard you to help promote the event.
Yeah.
And then you'd get free like venue access and get on stage and
Yes.
perform and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I never thought it was always a sideline to what I was doing.
Well, so you'd be were you still chefing at the same time?
Always been chefing, like always
Yeah,
was
so
chefing.
chefing and then you're doing that moonlight and doing a bit of dancing.
Yeah, and just going and doing both. Like, it was, at times it was tough.
Yeah, just because of massive workload.
Both
many
in
hours.
the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
You know, so both of them were like fucking You're working while everyone else is out enjoying themselves.
Yeah. Fucking oath. Like bartenders. They're
Yeah.
they're out there doing God's work every goddamn
That's
day.
right. Yeah.
Shout out to all the bartenders out there.
Yeah. So I didn't
All this-
drink for ages.
Yeah, and all the service workers. Anybody that serves you food. Fucking shout out to them.
Yeah, it's a tough gig. It is a tough gig.
How's it when you go out to like a restaurant or something with somebody and then they're just being hell rude to the waiter and you're just like, what are you doing? Like, you know, they're having a can of a day too. They got to deal with your shit.
And the next person, and the next
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
Like
No, you never be rude to the waiters because, you know, they're shit that could happen. Like,
Oh, they could fuck with your shit.
yeah, you never know.
Yeah, got to be nice to them.
I remember getting pubes on a meal over in America, and it was one of those like I can't remember the name of the company. It was like a big company like TGI Fridays or something.
Yeah, big chain.
Yeah, and I was sitting at the bar waiting for a table with my girlfriend. We'd gone over for Christmas, and we'd done all the Chrissy shopping. We're sitting there waiting, so we get some light snacks like wings or something, and we weren't rude, nothing. We're just chilling, isn't that? And then it came out. The meal came out, and I was like looking at it. I was like, "What is that?" The biggest bunch of curly pubes were garnished on the top.
Yeah.
I was like, and I had, obviously I'm not going to eat it. I'm like, fucking, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And they all like, everyone come around looking, you know.
Were you just like saying to them, like, what the fuck sort of shit's running
And
here?
then they said to me, oh, we'll change it. We'll get you another one. I was like,
No.
yeah, no.
No, I see what games you're playing here, so
Yeah, no.
I'm not fucking with that. I'm not fucking with any of your meal. If you serve me Pierce, I can see you grabbing it right in front of me. That's right.
I don't, like, obviously someone in the kitchen was pissed off.
So they just sort of get real puby on you.
Yeah. And it would have been like someone really young because they were really long, curly, and you could just, like, molting. It was just like a full pluck.
You're a pube connoisseur.
Well, back in that day, like, I remember when I was a young fella, like,
I know my pubes.
Yeah, the big old bush going back in the day, but I kind of maintained it a lot more
Yeah.
right now. So it would have been someone that young growing up, like, yeah.
Pube professor coming in.
I didn't realise I had that as a classification, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd
obviously.
put that down on your resume next time you go for a new job. Go, yeah, I've done a bit of classification.
I grew up around pubes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a pube man.
Everyone, our generation, my generation, had pubes.
You're sitting there going, there's a lot of pubes back there. You guys don't know what it's like. I was in the trenches back in the day.
It was tough. Yeah.
You think you've seen some shit? I've seen some fucking shit. Toilet paper in the pubes, fuck.
It's like when you're at the urinal and you see that real long one that's like on the floor on the thing, and you're like, "Fuck me! How long can a pube get?"
What Yeti's been in here?
Yeah.
The Yeti man.
Anyway, that's how I got into the entertainment and the performing, and it evolved obviously from that.
Into what? Like, so you're doing the backup dancing?
And I took it more serious later on in life
Yeah.
because there was, I guess, I fell into it. It wasn't something I trained to do. I never knew. From Mount Isa, growing up in the outback,
Yeah.
to going to Perth to work as a chef, I didn't realise that there was a whole genre of people that could work in the performing arts.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of fell into it as such, and that led me over to Europe.
Really? What, did you go over there, popping and locking? Break dancing?
Just basically winged it. I met a
Because you can do all the spinny shit, can't you?
not now, but
But yeah, I think I've seen you pissed up one time, throwing a bit of shit around.
yeah, I try to limit that nowadays because
We,
I regret it the next day.
we could be in for a work cover
yeah.
incident afterwards. Full incident report on it.
Yeah, maybe. Bust a move, yeah. Like getting egged on.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen, Back to the Future, where old mate gets called chicken all the time? Like, what's his name? Michael J. Fox.
Marty McFly.
Yeah, and he gets called chicken, and then he has to like, I'm not chicken. Kind
Yeah.
of like that's what I got used to be like when it was going, do a backflip.
You're like, I'll do it.
But
Yeah.
it was like, no, do a backflip. You can't do a backflip. And I was like, I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think everybody's done some pretty outrageous shit because people have been egging them on, and you start getting real revved up. You're like, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
Then you do it, and you're like, Afterwards, you're like, why'd I do that? I'm an idiot.
I still get, sometimes I'll go out and I'll get into a vibe where I'm on the piss and I'll still get a little circle going because I'll see some guys that are like busting it and I'm like, I've got to participate.
I'm going to get amongst these boys.
Yeah.
I've still got it.
Yeah, I've got this. And it's like, I feel like it's a one-on-one, like a battle.
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
Dance battle.
Yeah.
Did you used to do dance battles?
Yeah.
Was it funny as?
Yeah, it's great. It's fun. It's so much, it's just a vibe with each other.
Yeah,
it's
because it'd be like...
kind of like, what do you got? What do you got?
Yeah, competitive, but
yeah.
like also at the same time, you're like, that was sick what you just did there.
Yeah,
bro.
you got to try and hold all your power moves, like see what they've got, and then you got to give them one extra and make it a bit bigger and more elaborate.
Yeah.
And yeah, until you die.
Yeah.
Until you're like, I'm done.
Like, I can't do anything. I got nothing.
Yeah.
They do something and you just like,
Yeah.
touche, sir.
And that's
You
what
are
it
the
was
winner
about.
here.
Yeah, and that was fun. That was great. It's boring. It's boring when you're like, I went to India to perform.
Yeah.
And got
I love watching the India, like, they dance.
But it was just weird because it was like you're in this environment and they thought we were like famous or celebrity. We went on TV and all this shit while I was over there, but it was kind of like they made a big circle.
What was this, like in the 90s or something?
No, it was like mid 2000. Actually, September 11th. When was that? 2005? 2000.
Nah, it was like 2001 or something.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
I flew that day
Really?
over to India.
True.
Yeah, and it was scary. It was kind of like, are we going to get on a plane? Are we allowed to get on a plane?
I'm pretty sure it was 2001.
I think it was, yeah.
It was like early as 2000s. I don't have my laptop's inside it. I'll have that to look stuff up.
Yeah, we were introducing techno, I guess, or trance music to the Indian, like...
Mainstream.
Yeah, just rocking up trying to introduce dance parties.
Yeah. Because isn't like trance comes from Goa trance?
I'm not sure. Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
My mates are going over to Goa in India. I don't know where it is in India, but like, I think that's where like trance like originated from. And then it like went overseas and then fucking made it what it is today. And then it's probably gone back there. I don't know, you can fact check me on it later, but...
Yeah. Take a note.
Mental note.
Mental note.
Hopefully somebody in the comments.
Someone will know.
Yeah, somebody will let us know. I reckon the best thing when you're doing this is not looking shit up, so you can just keep talking about it heaps. Because as soon as you like look it up, then it ends the conversation.
That's right, because you're going to cut it off. Like, I love looking shit up though.
Yeah, it's so good.
Right.
How good's having an argument with people, and then like everybody's got like the power to be able to look up and fucking find out exactly what it is straight away, but you'll sit there and argue with each other about it. Go, no, that's not right. And he's going, no, I heard this. No, I heard this. I think that's the sickest shit. And then somebody pulls out the phone and they tell it. Especially when you're having a few beers, you're like, oh, come on, man. We're actually having fun. We're just talking.
Bantering.
Yeah, I didn't actually want to know the answer. I just wanted to argue with this bloke.
Yeah.
about nothing.
I guess that is now something that we used to have.
Yeah, well...
And now you can just go, get the facts, but I don't even trust the internet anymore.
Nah.
Like, there's so much stuff out there. It's like false marketing, false advertising, false everything. I'm getting all excited about those Egyptian fucking columns, but...
What Egyptian columns?
Like, on the pyramid, they've just done a scan and they've found these columns that go down 600 odd meters that spiral and all this shit. But then there's no real evidence and everyone's arguing about it, but then there's fake AI videos of it and that shit. It was kind of like, oh, you're getting all excited, like, oh.
Somebody was showing me an AI video, or they're like, oh, check out this, and it was like, of in Antarctica, and then it was like this full gold building, and we looked at it, we're just like, nah, that's AI, and this is going...
But there's people out
there. He's going, I don't know, man. You don't know what to believe on the internet. We're looking at it just going, that's 100% AI.
But people don't. People are still getting scammed on, like, getting Facebook fucking scams and this and that.
Yeah, I mean, Mum sends it in the group chat. She's like, oh, this person tried to add me today. And we're just like...
It's fake.
You can see it's clearly fake.
Yeah. People don't... Like, why are you still getting scammed?
Yeah.
Why did you just add me? You're with a new account with no photo.
Yeah.
Like,
She'll have like these people adding her, and it's just like, oh hey, I'm fucking so, and it'll be some big spiel, and she's like, what do you reckon? And you're like, yeah, that's a scam.
it gets entertaining sometimes though. I've played it out a few times.
Yeah.
And I've had a few that were they're the ones, the long-term scams. Like a couple of years, and they're still like trying to scam you.
I think it was maybe it was Jack or somebody, but he had this person that would keep calling him up, and it was like this long scam, and the bloke would keep calling him up, and some like Indian bloke, and then they would be asking about all this shit, and they wanted you to like send some money, and then I got on the phone, I was like, oh, let me have a chat to him, and then I was just like going round and round in circles on the conversation, just kept going back to like the same thing the whole time, and the bloke's just like, tell me I was a dickhead and shit. I was just like, what do you mean? Like, what are we talking about here, mate?
So
I'm just trying to work out what you're on about.
yeah, trying to find out where you're coming from.
Yeah, let's discuss this more. Just wasting his time for ages. Like, I could do this all day.
Yeah, I don't know. And obviously there's money in it and people are getting away with it, but I sent my dick pic or dick video to a scammer and they tried to blackmail me
Oh, sick.
and I made friends with them. It was weird.
You became friends with him?
Yeah. So, not friends like mates friends, but they actually gave me their WhatsApp number and FaceTime me and I saw their faces.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Bunch of Nigerian guys.
Yeah. What were they, like, was it like some Sheila talking to you at the start or something?
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess it was Instagram. Someone,
Yeah.
like, she just messaged randomly out of the thing, added me, and wanted to chat. And I think it was ages. I didn't realise that was in that message, in the, that message section where it's kind of like
Requests or
requests,
whatever.
yeah. Because I always forget about that shit.
No, you don't fucking look
And
at
so
that shit.
I went and looked at it, and I was kind of like, oh, and I looked at the messages, and I didn't really respond to it. And then something happened where they made contact again, then I responded. I think they might have liked the post or something like this, and then I kind of like talked to them. And then they chit-chat for a little while, conversation, this and that, and I never trust anything online. I'm like, I don't know who you are, this and that. And then they wanted
So
to...
you just sent a dick pic straight up?
No. They wanted to send me. They wanted to send me to fucking Snapchat, and I was like, "What's wrong with this? Oh, I don't really. All this bullshit." They actually sent me a video back saying, like, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually legit." So, send me over to Snapchat. Chat away. She's got a lot of communication because there's a score. Like, I don't understand it, but she had a high score. Wants to chat, talk, and basically sending me videos and this and that, trying to,
Get you revved up?
yeah. And then request some in return.
Yeah.
And I don't have the great, like, body shape, whatever. So I'm a bit like I don't really want to be fucking doing this, Anyway, I do, here, look, that's my dick. And
Yeah.
they weren't satisfied. Like, make a video for me. Oh. I was like, oh, righto. Did this video. And as soon as I posted it and sent it to them, they were like, blackmail. They were like, I want fucking €500, whatever it was, because I'm going to send this video now to all your friends. And they've gone into my Instagram and like gone through my list of friends and like...
You're just like, yeah, sweet.
And they send a bit, like, they'll show me what they're going to do. So I basically went to Instagram, blocked them and locked them. Kicked them out.
Yeah.
And they're going through all my name's Hunt, last name.
Yeah.
So they're going through all the Hunts. Obviously looking for my wife.
Yeah.
No wife. It's just my sisters, my niece, my aunties, all. And I was like, that's just weird. I was like, oi, if you're looking for my wife, I don't have one. I was like, but I'll give you a list of people you can send that video to.
Yeah. I would have been like, well, we're playing checkers, he's playing chess
Yeah,
over here.
so I lifted the game up. And I was like, just send it. Like,
Uno reverse.
Yeah, flip that shit. Yeah, so it became this kind of like, then they lowered the price. And they were like, we'll do this, I'll do that. And I was like, no, just do it, send it. I was just playing fucking whatever, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And because I put a bit of effort into the video that I made. So
Yeah.
could have gone viral. it could have. It was kind of like, I could have, like, that should
What
have
were you
been.
dancing and what were you doing?
It kind of was like,
You had a fair bit of blood in the day.
well,
You got him all revved up.
yeah, well, maybe, but it was kind of like a silhouette in the shower, kind of like with the shadow puppetry kind of thing going on. Kind of like, yeah, it was a bit of dramatic kind of like, it wasn't just like my dick.
It was like tasteful.
Yeah, it was tasteful, kind of like, yeah, theatrical. The performer I am, I guess. So anyway, it went on and on and on for a little bit, and I was just like, where's this going to lead? Where's this going to go? And eventually they just were like, fuck, like wanted to be my friend. Like, here's my WhatsApp, add me.
Yeah.
And I added them, and they rung me face to face, kind of.
Yeah.
And there was all these Nigerians sitting around a table, topless, smoking bongs.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like, hey brother. And there was this fake passing me around. And I was like, how much dick do you get today, bro? I was like,
Are you still in contact with them?
I've still got their numbers somewhere in my phone, but like they fizzled out over time.
Yeah.
We did have a couple of FaceTimes with friends, like because I said the same story to friends, and then we were like, ring them, let's ring them.
Fucking hell funny story. Like you're on the pitch, like, let's see what the boys
Yeah,
are up
let's see
to.
what they're up to. Hey, brother.
He's scamming mates. Don't send them any dick pics. Fuck, it just would have been like, if it got sent to like your family and shit, it's just more like an awkward thing. You're like,
Yeah.
don't open anything that you get in the request box. And then you got to tell them that what's going on. You're like, oh, I've sent out a bit of a dick pic.
yeah.
And it'll be coming at you.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Probably most people in this day and age have sent out a dick pic to the wrong person and had to message them saying like, don't like open up that message I sent you. Just delete whatever I've sent you.
Yeah, that's right. But
Not
would-
me
but
personally,
would they?
Jessica. I'd never do that. But I've just heard about it from other people.
I remember my
You've got to
ex.
do the
I
ass
remember,
covering bit.
I remember my.
She listens to the podcast all the time.
All right, Jessica. Yeah, he would never do that.
Yeah, so
So, yeah, covered.
sweet.
Sweet. I remember, like, my ex-wife, like, I told her phone, like, back in the day, like, we used to have to upload and download all that shit on a computer.
Yeah.
And then-
Yeah, you couldn't just fucking iCloud
You
it.
couldn't just do, like, a factory restore. And I actually sold her phone to a mate and didn't properly do the restore, the factory. And I remember saying, like, did you get rid of all those photos? And I was like, and then I'm thinking, like, fuck.
Did I?
Yeah, I didn't. What? Oh, well. And I was like, I couldn't ask my mate, like,
Yeah.
can you delete the photos, please?
Oh.
Obviously, would have seen shit.
Yeah, you could have be pretty. I'd just, if I did that to somebody and it was a mate, I'd just be like, can you not go through that and just factory reset it there, brother?
Yeah, but you had to,
As a friend?
back then you used to have to put it on a computer and run it through your iTunes account to get rid of all the shit, and then all the photos will pop up on the fucking screen
Yeah, you couldn't just like go into the phone and
and
click
just go,
that.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, that
He would have had a few blanks.
probably,
Good on him.
yeah, fair. Oh well,
Everybody does it.
I think.
He
Does it,
would've
really,
looked-
does it even matter anymore?
Yeah. Oh, you'd be embarrassed for like fucking a little bit, and then you just be like, ah, who gives a fuck?
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I've been on stage, like saying that, I've been on stage completely naked, butt naked.
What, just in a like gay bar?
It wasn't really as gay as it sounds like it could be.
Nah.
Actually, I was on stage with these twins, and they were called the Porcelain Twins from America.
Yeah.
And they basically, both of them raped me on stage in a performance.
Oh.
They were doing Kill Bill with a Cryovac, like, what's that rubber shit? Rubber Kill Bill with the yellow. Dun, dun, dun.
Latex?
Yeah, latex.
latex.
Yeah, and then they basically fucking strip off to nothing and take advantage of me and
Really?
beat me. Yeah, that was interesting. That was at the
One way to get your rocks off.
we didn't really. It was like, I got stage fright. Like, it wasn't really stage fright. I was like, whatever, I'm fun. Just interesting. but
This is very
this
interesting.
is very interesting.
That's what you wrote down in your diary that night. You're like, I had a very interesting experience today at work.
Yeah,
It's fucking pissing down here.
it is raining heavy. I don't know if we're gonna get to work tomorrow. Did I finish all these tins?
Oh, there's more. There's always more.
Always more. That fridge is pretty ordinary for temperature rise.
Oh yeah, I had it turned off. It was making heaps of weird noises in my room. Fucking carrying on.
It does, ain't it?
I was turning it off. Like,
Yeah,
at night
mine
time.
hums away and makes like fucking weird noises.
Yeah,
I got
so-
that, and then the toilet, like
fucking went-
constantly.
Oh really? Yeah, on the bottom level, I was like the one below this.
This is actually a really good camp.
Yeah, we're in the
Like-
fucking best camp
Yeah,
ever.
double beds, like foxtail, like big massive walk-in showers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is probably one of the best camps I've been to.
Shout out to Home Ground.
Home ground here in Gladstone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
definitely. Like,
I'd come back.
Supposedly the rooms at the back, like I don't know how many rooms here, like lots, but they reckon they've never been used.
Really?
Yeah, we've only used this front part
How do we get in them back rooms where they're fresh?
through back door.
Yeah. Get in the fresh rooms.
These are pretty fresh, like they
Oh,
seem
they're
new.
sick.
Supposedly the guy that runs the civil or the concrete built this, owns it.
Really?
It's his land.
My land.
My land.
It's my land.
Yeah.
No.
200, how much?
250 a night or
With-
day.
with
Food
food.
and everything. I was talking about it with somebody. Like we're doing like FIFO work. FIFO.
FIFO, yeah, no, Dido.
Oh, you're doing a bit of Dido. I'm doing the FIFO.
Yeah.
It's nice. You could FIFO it too if you wanted to, but you're just gonna fly to Brizzy and then you'll be just going, what the fuck do I do from here?
That's all right, I got staff travel,
Yeah.
so I can jump on a plane and go home, but to do what?
Do fuck all. We're doing 3 weeks on, 1 week off at the moment. It's good. It's nice.
Is that what would they call that roster? Back in the day when I got into mining and construction, the family-friendly roster would be like,
2 and 1,
no, week and week.
week and week.
Like
Week and
equal
weeks.
equal time.
I wouldn't go.
But then it went
Week
2
and
and
week.
1.
Week and week sounds good, but it's. Do you make this?
The travel was
Yeah,
crazy.
the travel would
The
fuck
travel.
with. I'd be like, no, at least can I be somewhere for 2 weeks at least?
Mm.
Either home for 2 weeks or fucking at work for 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
I reckon the 3 weeks is just about perfect because that last week is a bit of a struggle. But you obviously make that fucking heaps more extra cash. When I finished me first swing man, it was the biggest party leaving here.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so revved up, like fuck yeah, we made it.
We did it.
Like fucking 22 days. Or, it's 22 days you're like from door to door at home, and then like
Do you reckon there's a shortage in the cities like Brisbane, for instance, for men? Like, you think it's
there's a shortage everywhere.
like a lot of the men are out working. Like, there is women out here, obviously, but not to the balance there is men. And
Yeah.
we're away. There's a lot of guys away from a lot of big cities and this and that, which means if there's, say, equal amount of male-female, as everyone, well, a lot of the men are away, there's always going to be a shortage.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Because blokes come from fucking everywhere.
It's tough.
Like, there's blokes up here on this job, like from like Victoria.
Adelaide,
Yeah.
Newcastle, even Tassie.
Yeah.
I'm from Cairns.
So it's pretty
Right,
broad
That's a 16-hour drive.
where everybody comes from.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's obviously like a shortage somewhere of blokes. At home, there's a shortage of. Oh, actually, there's not a shortage of blokes at my house at the moment.
Because there's
Yes,
gay sauna.
Yeah, I own a gay sauna. There's always blokes there.
Yeah.
No, the missus, she's home, but she's got a little brother there, and then me mate's there doing a bit of chippy work. So when I get
Because you're
back,
doing your, doing
up me property and everything.
yeah.
So
What's your plan with that?
first I've got to finish decking out the shipping container and everything. And
Insulated in or out?
it'll be insulated on the inside. It'll have a deck off it, not the whole way along, a bit over halfway. And then that deck will get roofed, and then the whole shipping container will get roofed. And then up on the deck, I'm thinking of even putting like a shower up there and putting like a basin and everything. So it's like, once that's all roofed, that'll be like semi-enclosed, and then that'll become like sort of your kitchen area, bathroom area, like shower area and stuff. And
So
then
what
once that's
size
done,
container are you using?
40 footer.
High cube?
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Regular cube.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But if you're going to put a skillion roof on,
yeah, skillion.
you could always cut that out and
Yeah.
elevate it
Oh yeah, fucking
to
oath
the
I could.
skillion. Yeah. So only 140 foot though.
Yeah, 140 footer for that.
Yeah.
But the other 40 footer I've got sitting there, that'll go beside it once I've got the money. But it'll go like 10 or 12 metre, I think it's 12 metre gap. And then it'll get roofed, that whole thing, and then that whole in between area, that becomes shed area.
Yeah.
That'll be like carport shed.
Undercover.
And then I'll do the other shipping container out as a proper like workshop. So you walk up inside there and you'll have like fucking workbenches, all your tools away, and then like in the undercover spot that'll be like boat parking, car parking, whatever you want to park down there really.
Do you need like, is it like permits? Like,
No, because it's a shed. It's not a, it's a movable structure.
you
'Cause
reckon?
it's shipping containers.
Yeah, but they're fixed.
No, they're not.
You really?
Yeah, they're not. Nothing's permanent on it.
Because I worked at a shipping container yard, and everyone was hitting us up about doing this like
Yeah.
small living, and I got deep into it. And some of those expandable homes that they do, and all this and that, like the temporary dwelling, like, but they've had to basically put wheels on trailers and then spread them out with their props to say like we can pack it up and move.
Yeah.
It's like there's a fine line of where.
Yeah, I was looking into it and I think I'm right. If I'm not,
It doesn't matter. Like the government's always going to come in and go.
I'm sure they'll talk to me about it.
Yeah.
They'll probably ask me for some money, but that's all right. We'll discuss it.
They've always got their hand out.
They fucking want some money. What do they want? Yeah. If I ask for as much money off people as they do, it's very rude.
Yeah. They do
It's
nothing
extremely
for
rude.
it. You know what really got me one time is when I did my tax, and I got my like $68,000 in tax, and you get the breakdown,
Yeah.
and at the end of it, there was like this miscellaneous $1,000.
What's miscellaneous? It should all be accounted for.
Yeah, it was like,
the
is that your
government.
Christmas party? What is that?
In a business, something's got to be all accounted for.
Yeah. So why did the governments like give me the breakdown? That went to Social Security, that went to health, that's this and that, and then at the end they said miscellaneous, and I was like, what the fuck is miscellaneous?
Yeah, who is she?
Yeah,
Who is this bloke?
stripper.
Yeah, stripper. That's it, stripper money.
I'm going to claim my stripper.
Yeah. Yeah, is getting a stripper tax deductible? I suppose entertainment.
It should be. I feel like sometimes alcohol, like when we get back.
In a company, there's a certain amount you can claim for alcohol.
Nah.
It's like an entertainment. Like, well, you can do it with like dinners and stuff.
So last job I had, their Christmas party was actually classified as an awards night.
Yeah.
So it was an annual awards night. So they were meant to give out like awards for the
The best worker.
Yeah. And so the way they market and advertise it means it's tax deductible.
Yeah.
If you claim it as if you write it down as a work Chrissy party,
Yeah.
you can't claim it. And there's another thing that I've heard that's been done. I'm not going to say where, is gifting. Okay, so if you were to gift someone, you can gift them a store card, like one of those fucking like, here's congratulations, well done, nice work, $200 store card. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's tax deductible. So those gift cards that you give to your employees, this and that,
Yeah.
which you don't have to give them, you could keep them and go and buy some fuel or groceries.
Yeah.
But you could say that you're giving them. So there's all these little, like, up to a certain amount.
Yeah. Because it all is like business size. So if you've got a business that turns over $100,000, you might only be able to gift $100. But if you turn over $1 million, you know, you could be fucking gifting like would it be 10 grand or $1,000? Anyways,
Yeah.
no maths here, but you get what I'm getting at. Yeah,
I'll accept it.
yeah, we'll say something with it. That's, at the end of the day, something has to be said about it.
I love that idea that Trump has with the no tax on overtime.
I'd be down for that.
Like,
It doesn't make sense why you get taxed for going to work more.
well, that's what he says. He says that the working class, the hardest workers, are the ones that are penalised the most.
Yeah.
So we're the ones that are out there doing the long stints, long hours. We don't get super on all our hours. We get super on our ordinary hours.
Yeah, just
but,
your 40-hour week or whatever.
but we work 80 odd hours each week and whatever it may be. But then they tax us 39 cents to the dollar on anything we earn over on overtime.
Yeah, that's one that's never made sense to me.
And the money's going to go back to the, like, we're going to earn that money, we're going to spend that money within the system we're in.
How come they think they can spend it better than me? Because I'm a proficient spender.
Yeah.
I'm good at it.
I'll spend it each week. Like,
Well, yeah, I could easily
I'll get
spend
it
a
easily.
page. Yeah,
right.
if you gave me a $5,000 paycheck each week, I could get rid of that, no dramas. Like,
Too easy.
sweet as.
I could live off $300 or I could live off $3,000.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll have another smoke if that's all right.
Yeah.
We may as well smoke the ciggies.
Well, I kind of farted then, just trying to lift that
Oh,
up.
you're all right. It's a podcast.
It's
you're
a
allowed
podcast. It's live.
It's live.
It could be.
Oh, you took there's no more papers.
Really?
Yeah. You used them all.
No. Well, we're going to have to cut you short here.
Oh, no, that's all right.
There might be another pack.
I don't know. It's not too much of a concern. Oh, no, I don't have papers.
Anyway, Jack, if you're out there watching this podcast, enjoying yourself over there.
Yeah, I don't know if he listens
have
to the
fun.
podcast.
He's been in a few though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been on a heap.
I love, like, I don't listen to podcasts daily,
No.
but I drive up and down the coast. And I love that.
You
Like,
don't want them
sometimes,
they'll fucking...
yeah. Sometimes you just get sick of, like, listening to music because you got to be vibing to the music.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
You can have that
and
back.
I just basically, I'll put a podcast on and just like
Kick back.
kick back and feel like you're part of that conversation, you know.
Makes, like, 2 or 3 hours go by like that.
Yeah.
Where, like, if you get... Because you've got to run your thing on shuffle or, like, you have a playlist on, and then it gets, like, there's heaps, like, you're not feeling them songs at the time. You're like, skip this,
You know
skip
what,
that.
actually, I don't pay for Spotify. I don't pay for fuck all because I'm against paying for a subscription.
But
But when-
ChatGPT...
Tax deductible. I am. I'm claiming that shit on tax.
I am.
Because I
Work.
put my contracts, I do all my job applications, I do my wages. Have you used it?
Yeah, it's handy.
I did my whole birthday invitation as a photo, as an image.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, this is my birthday. I gave it a whole scenario. It fucked up a lot of times. Took me a while. I just went, fuck it, do it. But
But it's good you can, if I get something like, say I get sent an email about like an important document, and I'm like, I don't understand the wording of this. It's like something government or fucking, you know, lawyery type fucking big words and shit. You put it into that and you're like,
Dumb it down.
Simplify this, and then it's just like, oh yeah, they're just asking, can you pay this on time? You're like, oh yeah, why didn't they say? Why'd they have to use all them
because
big
it's got to
words?
be tricky.
You're like,
Give themselves purpose for their role.
I'm very confused.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just ask me what I've been up to? Be direct.
Be direct.
To the
Yeah,
point.
no. But I remember asking ChatGPT like early days when it first came out because I like to explore what they can do.
Oh, do you have Jimmy's number? Jimmy McCullough?
Mm-hmm.
He's in the room around the corner. He could throw some he could throw a pack of
You want
papers
papers?
over. Yeah.
Wait there.
We'll see. If
Why
we
am I
get
watching
this now.
videos in my phone?
I don't know. But Jimmy McCullough, shout out Jimmy. This isn't. He was pretty pumped up.
That's Sparrow's room.
There's Sparrow, but Sparrow's not there. He's around on the other side of that block, up top.
If you keep the conversation going, I got like heaps of papers going down there.
Oh yeah, I did a whole hour of talking to myself one time.
All right, well you do it. I'll go and get the papers.
Yeah, I just thought it would have been funny to get Jimmy out. Jimmy McCall is the best.
All right, let's try.
What are you going to go? Yeah, call him up. Where now?
Jimmy, is that him? There we go. We're calling him.
Yeah, we'll call Jimmy.
All right.
It's so sick because this whole crew that we're on, everybody's mates.
Yeah.
There's like 15 dudes that are all mates, just hanging out.
We have to be. We're in this environment where you got to be like part of what's going on around you, and like.
Yeah. But you know, you go out to somewhere, you're like, oh yeah, I know that bloke, but I'm like, not mates. Like, oh, you meet them on that job or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, not really feeling it, or they're from a different crew and shit. Wait, this is like all blokes that have worked together a heap of times.
Blitz on this job is probably majority.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of us this time.
I think it's up to like 18 blokes on a big day.
That's a lot of guys.
Don't worry about it.
Normally we're just kind of like.
We'll fidget around heaps more.
Did I just pull that out?
That
Right.
lighter? Oh no,
No.
you wouldn't pull that out.
All right, I'll be back.
Yeah,
I'll get paper.
yeah, go do it. It's been raining all day here. I reckon I'm going to start a new football team up here, the North Aldoga Penguins. It's very hot, so I thought that was very fitting for a football team here. We could get out there and slide around in the heat. I really want to climb Mount Larkham, but I don't know if it'll happen. Mount Larkham overlooks Gladstone. It's meant to be a pretty good hike. Couple hours up, couple hours back down. I guess it makes sense that it's a couple hours back down. Seems it was a couple hours up, that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? This rambling by yourself is an odd concept. I did that one the other week. I don't know how people felt about it, but I think people listened to it. It's a bit of an odd thing to do. Talk to yourself. Just fucking ramble on about fuck all. Played basketball last night actually. We had a bit of 3-on-3, blacks versus whites. 3 white boys versus 3 big fucking Islander boys. It's fucking so funny. Everybody like was so gassed. One of the boys was like, yeah, first to 21 in the game of 3-on-3, half court. And then we started playing and we're like, oh dude, one of the boys is like, he said 21, then he's like, nah, we'll go down to first to 6, and then we played for like another minute, then we're just like, nah, take it down to 3 minutes. Oh, 3 minutes? 3 points.
I heard about that.
But yeah, fucking so funny. Sparrow like was marking. Sparrow's like 5 foot, and he's like 50 kilos ringing wet. He was guarding
The biggest guy on site.
Harley, who's like 6 foot, fucking 6. 140 plus kilos.
Didn't he jump on his back?
He jumped on his back, and then Sparrow dacked one of the other boys.
He's loose.
The combined weight of them versus the combined weight of the combined weight of us was like Harley.
Yeah, probably. He's a big lad.
Harley's fucking monstrous. He's fucking so nice. The whole time everybody was giggling like dickheads, like giggling like little girls and shit. We're just like, oh.
Were you there with the cricket match we played the other day?
Nah.
I think they're going to do another one, like the New Zealand versus Australia cricket match.
Yeah.
That was fun. Indoor cricket, like.
Yeah, this is like a palace. We're at a full resort. It's the best shit you've ever been to.
Yeah, it was good.
As far as like being in a camp environment.
And just like working along other side, like other people, like integrating with them.
Yeah. There's a tennis court. There's a cricket court. Cricket court? Cricket nets.
Indoor cricket with, I think it's got like net for like squash. It's got soccer like things at the back.
for that.
And then there's the indoor gym, the outdoor gym, the pool tables and ping pong tables.
It's fucking so sick. And then like all them LJ, the concreter boys, they're sick. Or like every single crew you work with is so sick, and everybody's just keen to like do a bit of work and have a laugh. And it's like hot, very hot
Yeah,
conditions.
it gets on your nerves sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
the humidity has
Yeah.
been insane.
like Luke and I yesterday were just fighting with each other.
Yeah.
I remember jumping in the basket to move it, and Luke yelled at me, "Go, put your harness on." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Fuck." Like, okay. Yeah, I was like, my brain just wasn't working.
Yeah, when I came in at seniors, and I was just like, go have a break,
Yeah.
go get in the lunch sheds, cool off. That was like probably the most hectic humidity
I think that was probably the worst day we had here.
Yeah, that's probably like one of the most hectic, like humid days I've ever dealt with anywhere,
Yeah.
where you just felt like your brain was cooking, just steaming inside its little head.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking straight, and I was just like, I was getting annoyed being there. I was just like, fuck it, wow. And I think they got basically 3 meters of fucking, what do you call it, water stop
Water stop.
out of a whole shift, 2 of us.
Yeah.
So we didn't really achieve much.
Long
We had
as
to
you
dry,
got
we had to clean up and dry that floor and shit.
Yeah, at least you're doing something. You're getting paid.
That's all right. So, how far into it is this hour been? Are we doing all right?
We've hit an hour mark.
We hit the hour.
We can pull it up whenever, or we can keep going. It doesn't really matter.
Well, this could be an extended, because
I don't really have a time limit. I called it the elegant hour, but I don't actually care.
I actually really like the logo. And
Yeah.
You got a tattoo. Someone's out there with the tattoo now.
Yeah, shout out. Oh mate, I can't remember his name. It's from Tea Garden.
But it's a good logo. It's cool.
Yeah, he's so sick. I
All
want
right.
to screen, like, need to work out how to screen print. I've got to work out that. I want to screen print my own shirts just because I want to do it as, like, something to do.
You know, all you have to do is basically, like, what's that where I buy that shit, Timu. You go, Timu, Timu, like, they print hats, they print everything, and you just basically upload your logo to it, and
Really?
yeah. I've been looking at for my 50th. I'm trying to get all, like, shit for everyone and this and that. So, yeah.
Because I did this shirt, I got AS colour to do these, but it was quite expensive for shirts and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good cut, though.
Yeah,
know,
AS colour is
Timu
nice.
would probably be like fucking
Yeah.
dodge. All right, I'm going to run through a couple of other things that I wrote down here.
Yeah.
All right, so... All right, I picked up a chick while wearing a diaper.
How'd that happen? How did you work that?
If you want to hear about that one?
Yeah, that's
I was
very
gonna move on.
intriguing. That's very intriguing to me.
Yeah, it's a bit personal, but...
Or you could go with something that's not so personal.
No, it's fine, it's fine. I'm not going to mention names or anything. But, like, as you get older to my age, like, your body starts to fail on you. I guess you could say that. And
Deteriorate.
it deteriorate, and my arsehole just kind of like blew out to like a scenario where it's kind of like I used to have to push it in or put ice on it.
You had the prolapsed anus.
Yeah.
Anus.
Yeah, and I was told about it as a kid, and I never trusted anyone. Like, don't sit on like cold concrete and all that shit. And I was
Yeah.
like, it was a myth as a kid.
I worked with this bloke. He was from New Zealand. He's a rigger, and he had this deadly it's like one of them rain-proof vests things, but it was like on the inside it was like wool, so it was warm, but then at the bottom it had a little flap for your ass, and he's just like, that's so you can sit on like the cold concrete and you
Yeah,
won't
right.
get hemorrhoids. And it was like, are you
I
serious?
didn't know that was a thing.
And
Like,
he's just like,
it's
yeah.
not
he's
like I went and sat around on cold fucking bricks and shit,
Yeah.
but it happened. And yeah.
I know a few people that have got hemorrhoids.
It's not. It's like it starts off as like a little fucking little pea that pokes out your butt. And
The boys,
it's annoying. It's uncomfortable.
we're just calling them berries. You got to push the berries back
Yeah,
in.
you do. You try and shove them back in. And
What do
you're
you
like,
mean?
but this berry got to us. Like,
Got the better of you.
Yeah, it got to like, I guess it was like the size of one of those, like lips, like
Was it-
injected lips that were
You
like.
see the smoothie that you get, like the Berrylicious? They always have about smoothie joints. Berrylicious.
No.
Yeah, it got like lips, like what the puffed up, like the big Gold Coast puffed up ones.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
bee sting.
That's how my butt got. And like I brought it up to
Buttholes Anonymous.
I brought it up no I brought it up to the doctor and I got put on a waiting list. Like, oh yeah, we could treat that, and they're like, here, it's a category 3, wait a couple of years.
You wait a couple of years, you're like, no, we don't want it.
I'm like, yeah, no. But it ended
What
up
happens if I want somebody to lick me bum or something?
I know, like,
Or if I'm trying to get real freaky, like, what's going on here?
well, it's something you can't market. It's kind of like you've got to take that out of the equation. Kind of like,
I see
unless
that-
you find someone with a fetish.
I see the little video by Cristal.
A what?
I seen a little video the other day. It was like for that soft white underbelly. It's like a YouTube series where this bloke talks to like homeless people and all sorts of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like just like people with like all like hectic, fucked up lives. And he was talking, like the clip is just like this bloke sitting there and the bloke's wearing a dress. It's like, I think he was wearing a dress or something like pretty flamboyant. He was like this gay, like prostitute, and he's going. Then like the bloke hits him up. So, what's it like being a male prostitute with hemorrhoids? He's like, how do you market that?
Yeah.
And the bloke like starts talking. I was like,
Yeah, I'm ribbed for your pleasure.
I'm like, how the fuck do you market that?
Yeah. Surely those chicks that do all that fucking mass anal destruction stuff kind of like get to that point too, though.
With all the alien penises and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a massive fetish.
Yeah.
Do you want another beer?
Sure.
Yeah, help yourself talk. That's the whole point of the podcast.
All right. It comes with beer.
Yeah.
All right. So this story goes. So I picked up a chick in a diaper. Okay.
You're wearing the diaper underneath your jeans.
Yeah. So what happened was, it was that hemorrhoid that I was dealing with
So
for
you
a
had
while.
like a full ghetto booty look.
Yeah, and I don't know. I
You
kind
like,
of discreetly.
she was just like, oh, that
She's
booty's
like that.
looking
Look
good.
at that booty on that boy.
Keep talking, I can hear you. I just need to breathe.
So what ended up happening was, it flared up to a point where it was like real bad. I've never got to that point before, and it actually, I guess it, what do you call it? Erupted, it burst, or it popped. It popped.
It's popping.
It popped. So I ended up at the emergency. Like,
What, was you were with her when this all happened?
no. This was before I met her.
Yeah.
So I ended up down at A&E. I was like, oh, this has just happened. Like, and I thought, like, I had a big day at work. It was kind of like, we lost power. I went out in the yard. I started cleaning up this and that, and then was sweating beads. And got back home, had a shower, and then when I ripped my clothes off, I was just bleeding everywhere. And I was like, shit. It was like, I got my period.
I've become a woman finally.
Yeah, man, I feel like a woman. Dun, dun. So I had to go down to A&E. My brother-in-law works down there at the hospital, and he said, come straight down to the hospital. So I went down to the hospital, this and that, and I got put straight into like emergency surgery procedure, whatever it may be. Mm. After being on that waiting list, category fucking 3 for a couple of years. And I'm sitting in the ward, and it's weird because I'm in the women's ward. I'm with all these women that are all like dressed in robes like me, and we're all dressed in these robes and we're chilling out. And I was like, I remember like making an Insta story going, I hope I'm at the right place with these chicks. And I'm like, why am I even here? Because of my vagina. Anyway.
My pussy's falling out, lads.
Yeah, it's like, sort me out. But the thing was, it was, what's the day before Christmas? Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So it happened on Christmas Eve. So I'm at the hospital on Christmas Eve going into surgery. My sister then, like, done the surgery, all this and that. My sister messages me, like, are you right? Like, she comes and collects me from the hospital to take me to the family Christmas lunch on.
Yeah. How's your bussy?
I'm straight
That's
out.
what she pulls up.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
like,
straight out. Like they've given me this whole selection of adult diapers that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
And I've bust on the clothes that I've got, and off I go, like taking all these like diapers that I'm going to need for the few weeks of recovery. And I rock up to my Christmas family do, and everyone knows what's going on, even the kids. They're all like, "What happened to your ass?" You know, they want to know.
Uncle's busted his
Yeah.
pussy again.
Yeah, so they've even drawn me pictures. Like, I got these pictures of like the kids are drawn of me with my pants down, with a needle gun up my butt. I've saved them. I was like, thanks for that, kids.
It's thoughtful. Right?
Yeah, definitely. So they all sat down and drew me pictures. So anyway,
To help you with a speedy recovery.
so I pull the kids to the lounge room and I sit them all down because they're all hyperactive. They want to know what's going on. So Uncle tells them about sitting on concrete and all the shit that can happen to your butt, as like in a child way. And the finale to my story was me like pulling my pants down to show the kids that I was wearing a nappy. You should have seen how they were like, "Uncle's wearing a nappy."
Now they're just been calling you Uncle Bussy.
Yeah, they were taking the piss big time. Anyway, they had to know. I didn't care.
Yeah.
And it was painful. It was like, fuck me. I was wandering around like a fucking, like I just got off a horse. But,
Yeah.
busting my ass. Anyway, so later we went to Kick-Ons to another mate's Christmas party, pool party.
Yeah.
This is where I met this chicken.
What, so you were out there like drinking on the piss with
Yeah, I got on the piss, this and that. And I met
no
this,
respect for the anus at this
nah,
stage.
fucking forgot about it.
Once you had enough beers.
Didn't jump in the pool, but didn't tell her I was wearing a diaper either.
Yeah.
So met this chick, chat. Next thing, later on in the night, we ended up back home, and we're hooking up. And
Wasn't it just in the back of your mind just going, yeah, I'm wearing an adult diaper right now.
yeah, I didn't let her know. I didn't like make her pull my pants down and go, "What is this,
Yeah.
big baby?"
Sorry, it's a fetish.
Yeah, can you change me?
Yeah.
I just shit myself, but anyway.
You're going, oh, this isn't what it looks like. It's just a fetish thing.
Yeah.
I don't have anything wrong with me.
What do you call that? Like, I'm a man child.
They had to put a collar on you and then walk you around like a dog and stuff.
Yeah, so anyway, what happened was like after the scenario, obviously there was some blood left on the sheets. And she was kind of like, "Oh, is that me?" And I was kind of like, that's when I owned up to it. I was like, "Nah, it's my ass."
I got a bit of shit going on here.
Yeah, so. But that was,
Busted my pussy.
let me go and change my diaper.
Yeah. I've just got to go in here with these baby wipes with me and lay on my back.
Yeah. I do not recommend that treatment at all.
Nah. Well, how long did that take to heal?
Actually, kind of want to forget about it, but yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
I remember buying like this stuff that was like meant to make you do diarrhea and shit.
Yeah.
Because I was threatened I was ever going to do a hard poo ever again.
Oh, you would have been scared.
Yeah, I was like, holy dooly.
We can move on from the subject.
Yeah, let's move on.
That's so gnarly.
Yeah. We shouldn't be talking about this on a podcast.
Oh, no. You can talk about whatever you want.
I don't know what's.
People like hearing about this sort of stuff.
It's the truth.
People-
It's the truth.
People like laughing at other people's pain at the end of the day.
I hope so, because I do too. And it's the truth. We're not going to lie. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this thing is to be just genuine.
Yeah. Because this shit could happen to you.
Yeah.
And next minute you'll be like, "Oh, I remember the story, this guy.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing that."
Now it's
So what I'm saying is, just because your ass got redesigned or relined, doesn't mean you have to fuck your night up.
yeah, you can still go out and party,
Yeah.
pull bitches.
Pull.
You're just telling her no butt stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the butt's off limit.
Yeah, whatever you do, butt's off limit, girl.
out of service. Or,
Yeah. Got an out of service sign out the back now. Yeah, let's just play with the wedding tackle. We don't need to go out the back end there, love.
The wedding tackle. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Fucking hell. What else did you have in that list of goodies? I could talk about that subject forever, but
I know. Well, let's move on.
yeah, I know.
All right. So,
It might not be so favourable for one's mental health.
all right.
My mental health would get better from it. Your might get worse.
So, I've told you about getting banged up abroad. I married the world's #1 pole dancer.
But you were married
I'm married. Yeah, I'm still married actually. I live with a knight.
at night.
Yeah, the guy that I live with in London is now knighted. He's sir. He's a sir.
How do you get knighted?
You know when someone gets like each year the Queen goes, oh, it's king now, and they go David Attenborough.
Yeah.
Okay, Sir David.
That was
Attenborough.
your roommate.
So the guy that I met a director in
David
London.
Attenborough. David Attenborough.
No, Attenborough.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Sir David Attenborough.
Yeah. Sir Paul McCartney, Sir this
Yeah.
and that. They get knighted for their excellence in their environment.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne, is he a sir?
I don't know. That's a pretty loose sir. If he
Yeah,
was a sir,
yeah,
that's pretty
then anyone can do it.
They get pretty loose with it. I'd be all for it.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, I live with a sir. Let's go deeper. What else have we got?
What did he get knighted for? What was he doing good at?
He was a director for theatre and opera from Scotland.
Yeah.
I guess his productions, everything he did, we don't know much about that genre.
No, I got no idea.
I knew fuck all about it.
Actually, I was listening to it for a bit. Used to listen to opera when I was first working for myself, I had a little fencing business, and I was going out doing fencing. And I remember my sister used to listen to opera music when she'd study, because she didn't understand the words. She just
So you're not thinking about shit.
Yeah, so that was pretty much it. So you wouldn't be thinking about shit, and it's just like a tune going along. And I'd started listening to it for a while, and I'd be at work doing an 8-hour day of just having that in the ears, just because you could still think the whole time, but it was just a beat to keep you working too.
I guess I learnt to appreciate it too.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. You know the movie The Fifth Element?
Yeah.
With the alien chick with the things inside her?
Oh, yeah.
And she does that aria, that singing?
Yeah.
So that's the magic flute aria. So it's I was on stage on the magic flute while I was doing that aria. It's kind of real high, real low.
Yeah,
It's
because
wild.
that music's hectic in that.
Yeah. It gets, it's crazy.
Doesn't it go into gets a bit no, it's not techno-y, but
That did. That was a
yeah.
remix of whatever it did. But yeah, I worked at the Royal Opera House in London randomly and did multiple operas as a warm prop.
Really?
Basically, I was like, what am I going to do at the opera?
A fluffer.
A fluffer.
I was a fluffer.
On stage fluffer. I did puppeteering, I did acrobatics, I did rape scenes, all this weird shit.
Mainly vape scenes.
Rape scene, yeah. Pagliacci, not Pagliacci. Pagliacci was that's where I met my ex-wife.
Turns out you had a real knack for it.
One after the other. It was crazy. It was good. They'll pay me £350 pounds a week to do an opera, and then I did 2 or 3 operas, so I was getting multiplied.
Yeah.
So I'd get every time I did a show, I'd get paid up.
So you make $1,500 a week.
It was wild. Yeah. So they'd pay you a retainer because you're in that show of £350 a week, which is double.
Yeah,
so
pretty much 600. Say 600.
$600-700.
Yeah.
And then when you did a show, which was 2 or 3 shows, they'd pay you another 150 or something.
Yeah.
And then I'd do 2 or 3 shows throughout that week or that month. And so I'd get those 3 retainers plus the show performance money. So I was making pretty good money doing shows and that. It was the best.
Yeah, that's right.
The best money I ever made as a performer doing a show was doing BBC, which is like the ABC,
Yeah.
broadcast, advert.
For the
For the
British broadcasting
between their
company.
programs, they got like the little idents they call them, where they're talking about the next show, and it was something like, I think it was $2,500 for like half a day's work, pounds.
Yeah.
So $5,000 for like half a day's work. It was like, this is fucking wild.
That's hectic.
My ex-partner did a Marriott hotel handstand on a mattress, got paid $10,000 for the photo shoot.
Yeah.
And then that was just for Britain. And then they decided they wanted to use that photo globally, like Australia-wide or worldwide. So she got a rebuy and got it paid out again for doing nothing.
Really?
Another 10 grand. So that's like 10 grand times 2, 20. So she made about fucking 40 grand out of the one photo shoot.
Yeah, fuck. I heard of, I met a bloke and he reckons, like, he's living in LA and everything. I think he still does. And then, well, he didn't tell me about it, but one of the boys that was mates with him was telling us, going, he used to just be like, what is it? An extra. He'd be an extra and shit. And then for this certain gig that came up, it was said they wanted like a skateboarder, which he like was a skateboarder and shit.
So he gets up.
Yeah, he got
upgraded.
He got upgraded in this thing, and all he thought he was going there was like, oh, they want a skateboard. He went there with his skateboard or whatever. Mm-hmm. Goes there, and they're like, oh, we just want you to hop on your skateboard, roll up to this, and then pull out this mobile phone. It's something real basic like that.
Yeah, but he got a feature.
Turns out it was like for, I think it was Boost Mobile, whatever, like some mobile company. And he was just like, yeah, righto. Didn't really know, like, didn't have any information, didn't know that it was like this big mobile company. He just goes, pull up, do this. Doesn't get fuck all information.
No, you never do.
And
They're
then,
you're a number. You're just a number thrown out.
Then he fucking like leaves. Next thing they fucking like transfer him like fucking 50K. And then it's just like, turns out it was for this major mobile company. And he's just like, what the fuck's going on? He's got 50K in his bank. He's just like the easiest day's work he's ever done.
Yeah, yeah. But when you go to those extra jobs, like as an extra, they ask you, have you ever featured you in something else? It's kind of like they're protecting their interest because they don't want to use you if you've been used somewhere else.
Oh.
So you've got to kind of, like, you know, we do our resume.
Yeah.
You know, we go fill our resume and they want all our jobs. They do that as an extra. They're like, it's like, I don't want to fuck it. I've been extra on this. I've been extra. Like, I don't want to write all that shit down.
No, fuck. You'd be right. Because if you're extra and shit, aren't you doing stuff you're in shit each week?
Like, I've done 28 Weeks Later. I'm a zombie in that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That movie's sick.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I mean,
that was the English one.
That was 28 days with Robert Carlyle.
Yeah, and then they did 28
and then they
weeks.
did 28 weeks, and then I was a zombie in that.
Because it's the bloke out of Peaky Blinders, the main character.
Robert Carlyle.
Is that his name?
That's he was in Trainspotting originally.
Was he in that as well?
That's where he came out.
Yeah, right.
What's the main character of Trainspotting? The one that does the Jedi now.
Oh.
He's actually Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Jedis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who is I've started watching it the other day, actually. Trainspotting.
That's
Is
old,
Trainspotting where they're shooting up the heroin, or is that where they're partying?
No, that's where they're shooting up the heroin.
Oh, no, I was watching, like, what's that 72-hour party people? I think it's a different... Is it that name of the movie? It's just like a weekend out in fucking England when the rave scene was, like, fully kicked off.
There
was
one called Human Traffic.
Yeah, it must be that, yeah.
I've got mates that are dancing in that, like performing in that.
Really? Yeah, it's human, it'd be Human Traffic then.
Yeah. I'm gonna pee.
Yeah, get into it. But yeah, I started watching that Human Traffic. Trainspotting's gnarly. The number 2 came out a few years back, didn't it?
Yeah. What happened to them beyond?
Yeah, and like old mates, some of them are like sobered up, some of them are still junkies.
Yeah.
And that one bloke, he's still an absolute psycho, isn't he?
Robert Carlyle, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy's trying to call you. Want me to answer?
Yeah.
Jimmy, you're on speaker and you're on this podcast.
Hey,
You can say hi to everybody, Jimmy.
hey, he's going.
Yeah, pretty good.
Hey, Jimmy.
I'm only trying to call before because we're after some papers. But
Oh, sorry.
nah, you're right. Don't be sorry, Jim.
Get me to.
Nah, it's all we're all
You should
sorted
come over
out.
and say hi.
Sweet.
Hey, you're all right, Buzz. What have you been sleeping?
I've been on the phone ring bloody Zach and Dennis and that and Bruce.
Oh, nice.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, getting in while I can with time difference, but yeah, I'm just about to go to bed.
Yeah.
Really.
Go keep up, Jimmy. Sorry to keep you up.
No, you're sweet. Are you good for papers? You
Yeah, all sorted, mate. It's all good.
So easy. Alright.
Righto, brother.
Thank you.
Bye.
I love that guy.
Jimmy's the best.
Yeah. I remember when he came to Olive Downs and we were working together. And he's such a quiet character. And
Sweet Jimmy.
we had to like, I felt like we were under pressure. We had to get the job done, this and that. And he was spotting for so long. And we got ahead of ourselves, and it was kind of like, bro, it's your turn to have a go. Like,
Yeah.
And it was kind of like you've been spotting. For
Yeah,
a bit.
you
It's
gotta-
like, since you've been here, and like just get up, have a go. you
Yeah.
know? And yeah, just watching him, like like trying, obviously he sat there and watched how it was done,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to pull him up and like make him feel shit like for not doing things right. I just kind of like wanted to let him
Just feel it out.
feel it out, let him do what he thinks works for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking A.
Like, yeah.
You're better off with a lot of times you tell people what needs to be done and go, oh, this is how I do it. And then just let them go, and then you just got to let them work it out. If
Yeah.
they've never done it before, you're like, yeah, just do it. You'll work it out.
Yeah, that's right.
After you've done it for 1,000 hours, you'll be real good.
Yeah, do it again. Repeat.
Once you've been doing it for a month straight, you'll get real good at it. You'll work out what's going on with it.
No, I used to, like,
How'd you-
back in the early days, I used to just sit and watch these guys and like think, like, oh, I want to yell out and say stuff, but they know what they're doing. Let them be.
Yeah.
And then when it was my turn to finally step into that role, it was kind of like, I'm not doing what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this, and like it kind of gave me like, I don't, an awareness, kind of like I'm gonna give this a go and give this a go, because you can sometimes identify it.
Yeah. There's sometimes when you're doing a job too, you can be too close to the problem when you're actually on the tools and it's right in front of your face. You can't see where you're fucking up. Where somebody like 20 metres away is like, just do this, and then you're like, oh yeah,